Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to. We're going to take this video into a different pace tonight. We're going to talk about current events and stuff right now. So, obviously, a lot of people are aware that YouTube and Twitter and Facebook are censoring just about everything said about either the elections or anything with the scamdemic, as I call it, or certain certain things that are going on in the works. I'm not going to mention the name because the algorithm on here will flag me and I'll be terminated and none of you will ever hear from me again. So I don't want to do that just yet. But there are media platforms that are starting to pop out of the woodwork that you can still get the information that's being posted. And one of those sources, let me pull my other screen up here. And let's check the messenger. And that is called rumble.com. And you can still find a lot of media content available on there. Like, for instance, if you type in to the browser search function on their website, you can type in, for instance, a title: New evidence showing political election linked to China and Pakistan. Now, if that was on YouTube or any other site, I can tell you that they're going to put or if it was on Facebook, they put a thing on there saying, that's fake news. Our fact checkers said so. Well, them fact checkers are stupider than a pile of shit when it comes to what they determine is correct and what's not correct. But then again, those people that are behind it only play dumb. But if it, so the $1 million question is, if you're really that worried about getting the right news out there, but yet anything that is actual pure 100% truth that does happen to show up on social media like Twitter or Facebook, then how come the fact checkers and the board on Google and all them are so worried about removing the actual truth compared to the propaganda that they're releasing? Somebody on one of my emails pertaining to the channel asked that question, and that was actually a very valid question in my opinion. So I'm going to address. It's just kind of more my thought on it than each person has their own opinion and view of what's going on, and but I like to dig down and get the real information. So Pope Francis, for instance, he got arrested back in summer already, and any appearances that you see on TV right now or during the last couple of months, technically it's just a hologram or mirrors. Because one thing that kind of comes to mind is when they're showing him on TV or something, and all of a sudden, once he hits the door frame, that he just kind of vanishes into thin air. You can't tell me that stuff like that just happens. Either the Pope is the devil himself, or, well, more than likely, I think that he got arrested. And because if you go on Church Militant, that's another site that has information on like stuff that's going on in the Vatican and stuff that's going on. And then there's also Sky News. Some of that stuff on there is very relevant. I'm not going to go through each and every article on every site, but just to kind of give everybody here a general idea of where to look. Once you start watching some of the stuff, you can start putting two and two together. One of the biggest breakthroughs for me was reading the Rockefeller future scenarios document. It's a 52-page document. And this summer, the media tried to play it off as being fake propaganda, but if you carefully read through it word for word, it explains everything that they're going to do. And they even have plans in there for 2030 and 2040 as far as, by that point, I had to look back at the document, but they basically want to kind of kill 1/3 of the population. Because they, according to the elites, they think that the world is overpopulated. So if you had one world government, you would no longer have senators or presidents of the United States or leaders or prime ministers. You would just have one big world dictator, one currency, one religion, and probably no freedom, because we'd all be slaves to the elites. But there's a lot of controversy, because even back in, I was talking with somebody the other day, who's a friend of mine, and well, he's a Christian, and back in 1992 already, he was sensing a major shift when it came to the stuff that's currently going on now. And a lot of the sad thing is, a lot of churches never prepared their people for what was coming. A lot of them just gave them watered down, sugar coated sermons. And there's a few churches out there that don't do that, but the majority of them, they just tell you what you want to hear. They only tell you what pleases you, and it's not a good thing. But bottom line here is, you gotta do your research. You gotta watch different videos and stuff. And I'm not talking CNN. CNN isn't gonna get you anywhere. Neither is Fox or NBC or CBS or even ABC. None of those are going to get you the right information. But there are private funded news stations that aren't really on cable TV or satellite TV, more or less. It's more on the lines of, you got independent journalists, but the Rumble has definitely has content on there that you're not going to see anywhere else. So check it out. You'll be amazed all the truth that you're going to find on there. And this guy there's a guy in there. I gotta look his name up, but as soon as I figure out who the gentleman is, I will post a link. I'll talk about him in the next video feed. Maybe they'll be tomorrow. He doesn't talk about it unless he knows it's true and it's confirmed. So we're just gonna keep this nice and short tonight. So God bless everybody. Take care, and we'll see you soon.